Worli hit-and-run case has shocked not just the people of Mumbai but everyone around the country because the main accused has now been nabbed. He's been sent to police custody. He's the son, by the way, of a Shinde Sena district secretary, Mihir Shah. But it was not without its fair share of drama after a manhunt that lasted for almost 60 hours. But the Worli incident cannot be seen in isolation. Over the weekend, there was another incident, this one which happened in Nashik, where 2 police personnel were run over. You also had another incident in Pune. Just a few months ago, you had the Pune hit-and-run case, where there was this luxury car which was driven by a miner who was the son of a builder. He rammed into 2 techies. Now, the question is, what is it? And there is a common thread that's running through all of these cases from Pune to Nashik to Mumbai, and that is that the sons and daughters of the children of rich and famous people seem to be immune to the law, or they seem to have a different set of laws applicable to them. So, we're trying to hit the nail on the head. What is it that allows these people to get away with murder? Is it the law, the lack of implementation, or simply that they have the financial and other resources to muscle their way through to innocence?
तो न्याय मिलने वाला नहीं है, क्योंकि उसको 24 घंटे का अंदर पकड़ लेता तो समझ में आता था। अभी बताओ, अगर उसने गुनाह नहीं किया तो वो छुप क्यों गया? 3 दिन छुपा क्यों? इसका राज क्या है? इधर इसमें कुछ पॉलिटिक्स रहेगा इसलिए वो छुपा है ना? हाँ, अभी वो ऊपर से वो लोग प्रेशर डालेंगे, हो गया खत्म। क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग?
ये सभी लोग कानून के सामने, कानून के दायरे में एक समान है और इसलिए मैंने ये इंस्ट्रक्शन पहले दिन में दिया है और कार्रवाई आप देख रहे हैं। उनके फैमिली के साथ हम लोग हैं, हमारे ही परिवार के लोग हैं, ऐसा मैं मानता हूँ। और निश्चित रूप से उनको भी जो सपोर्ट चाहिए, कानूनी सपोर्ट चाहिए, उनको आर्थिक सपोर्ट जो भी है वो कम करें।
मुझे लगता है कि सबसे कठोर शिक्षा जो है देश में वो इस मिहिर राजेश शाह को मिलनी चाहिए, जो बुलडोजर जस्टिस हर जगह ये रेजिम देने की कोशिश करता है। उनके घर पे अभी करके दिखा। बीएमसी किसी पे भी कार्रवाई कर सकती है, रास्ता जिसने बनाया, सीलिंग जिसने बनाया, लेकिन मिहिर राजेश शाह पे कार्रवाई होगी कि नहीं होगी, ये बीएमसी ने जवाब देना जरूरी है। उनके घर पे पहले बुलडोजर लेके जाओ।
वर्ली हिट एंड रन में जो लूपहोल्स आए, ये सरकार ने, शासन ने और सरकार के लोगों ने जानबूझकर ये प्रकरण को दबाने की कोशिश की है।
Now, here's the thing. This is the 3rd case that we have seen in Maharashtra, from Pune to Worli. In the last month or so, there is a systematic use of money power and muscle power to try and subvert the course of justice. Let's just compare the 2 cases. What happened in Pune a few weeks ago and what happened in Worli in Mumbai. The Pune hit-and-run case, it happened in May of 2024. 2 young IT professionals, a man and a woman, were mowed down by a Porsche car, a high-end sports car that was driven by a miner. In the Worli hit-and-run case, which happened in July, just a few days ago, the youth was driving the BMW. He mows down, he drags down a couple, a woman and a man, but the woman who was sitting in the rear seat was dragged for 1.5 kilometers up to the Bandra Worli ceiling. The Pune hit-and-run case, the miner who's the accused happens to be the son of a prominent builder, and the system went out of its way to try and ensure that he is not fixed. Now, the driver in the Mumbai case happens to be the son of a Shinde Sena leader, and he was arrested yesterday. He's been produced in court today. In the Pune hit-and-run case, the accused was granted bail after the judge, quite bizarrely, suggested that he should write an essay apologizing for his behavior. He did so, and he was granted bail. And then, of course, again, he was brought back into custody. As far as the Worli case is concerned, this man, Mihir Shah, the son of a Shinde Sena leader, has been absconding for the better part of almost 60 hours after this crash. Finally, he was nabbed by the Maharashtra police. In Pune, the blood sample, and there was the accusation against the doctors at the Sassoon hospital there that they tampered with the blood sample, they changed the blood sample of the accused, and thereby he got away with murder. Whereas in the Worli hit-and-run case, the accusation is that the Shinde Sena leader helped his son escape from the scene of crime. In Pune, the father and the grandfather, both of them were held as accused. They were arrested for coercing the driver to take the blame. In Worli, the Shiv Sena leader was accused of destruction of evidence. He's been expelled from the party, but he's now out on bail. So, we've done that comparison between what happened in Pune and what happened in Worli, but the fact of the matter is, how can someone be okay with the fact that here is a politician's son who's accused of running over a woman who is now dead and a man who's fighting for justice for his wife? They dragged the body on the bonnet of the car for 1.5 kilometers up to the ceiling, then exchange seats. The driver sits on the seat that's behind the wheel and then drags the victim's body for another few hundred meters. Mahesh Tapase is national spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Sushil Vyas will be joining us, national spokesperson of the Shiv Sena, the Eknath Shinde faction. Of course, Rajesh Shah belongs to the Eknath Shinde faction. Yashovardhan Azad, former IPS officer, Ashutosh Srivastav, is the lawyer of the accused family in the Pune car crash. Let me first start with Sushil Vyas, who's from the Shinde Sena. What explains the fact that here was a 24-year-old who mowed down two people, one of them is dead, and then he ran away. His driver has taken the blame, but it took a good 60 hours, almost 3 days, for the Maharashtra police to apprehend this young man.
Very unfortunate. It was a heinous crime. Nobody can say that it is. Nobody can insult this person. But as far as the police is concerned, police has acted as per the law prescribed. Law has laid down. The 10 different committees were formed. Teams were formed of crime branch. They were there on the job. They have arrested the father of this accused immediately. They have arrested driver. They have arrested 12 more people. And then ultimately, after 60 hours, as you said, he himself was arrested yesterday morning. And then the accusation of this culpable homicide not amounting to murder, that is under the new act of Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita that replaces Indian Penal Code under section 105, read with 238, as you said, 60 hours, and all evidence and all that. That removal of evidence and disappearance of evidence, that 238 new section is there. So nobody is shielded. As Chief Minister went on record saying immediately after this unfortunate incident that nobody will be shielded because of political connections. All are equal. They will be treated equal. And it seems to be that everybody is equally treated.
Mr. Vyas,
there is no lacuna.
I also want to bring in Mahesh Tapase of the NCP. Mahesh Tapase, on the 7th of July, Mihir Shah's car ramps into a couple that was riding on a scooter just ahead of him. This was in the early morning hours of Saturday. The victim, Kaveri Nakhwa, succumbs to her injuries, but not before she's dragged on the bonnet of this car for a good 1.5 kilometers up to the Bandra Worli ceiling. The next day, the father of the accused, Rajesh Shah, he's arrested. He's granted bail. Bail has been granted for 15,000 rupees. The accused, who is Mihir Shah, after a good 58 hours, is picked up from Shahpur. About a dozen odd family members and friends of Mihir Shah have also been picked up in the run-up to him being finally apprehended. The point is, the Shinde Sena, the government in Maharashtra is saying, we have done everything as per the book. What more do you want from them?
Well, Zaka, there are two things to it. I'm sure that Mr. Azad would agree to it. Since his father was already apprehended by the police and granted a bail, I'm sure the family would have communicated to the boy that such and such things happened. He was in hiding only for the effect of the alcohol to wane off. That is the only reason that I see as a lane person. I'm not an investigative officer, neither am I a lawyer. But let me tell you, what is the reason for a person to hide when his father has already been taken in custody by the police? There is no other reason. He was hiding purely to hide the fact that he was under the influence of alcohol. He dragged a woman almost to the length of 2 kilometers, and then she had to, unfortunately, she succumbed to her injuries. And this was very, very highly insensitive. no doubt that the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, right from day one, said that nobody is above law. But why did the police not take immediate action? Was there no coercion on behalf of the police and the family members and the father to see that the child, that boy, whoever the victim is, whoever the accused is there, is called and is taken into custody? His mother, his sisters, they are in glove, they are almost hand in hand with him.
Yeah.
And this is something very
Yashwardhan
distressing.
Azad, the contention by the opposition is this young man, Mihir Shah, was allowed to be, out of the police's radar for almost 60 hours, more than 2 days, because by the time they apprehend him and bring him back for a medical test, whatever alcohol presence was there in the blood alcohol level, after 48 hours, it will vanish. Therefore, the Mumbai police gave him almost a free hand. They overlooked the fact that this Mihir Shah was absconding. Do you buy that theory?
Not really. I understand the gravity of the offense, and he has really behaved like a criminal, I agree. But to say that the police colluded to make him escape is a little thick. I'll tell you, in situations like this, you have the modern technology to trace the accused. You have the CCTVs, you have the electronic evidence and things like that. But he switched off his mobile and he ran away. This was 5 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 in the morning, when the police presence is at its thinnest anywhere. And so if he went away and he was traced immediately when that electronic beep came in the form of the signals which came from the towers. So I won't sort of agree with that. But certainly what is important is the larger question which you have raised is that why do the rich and powerful continue doing this? Yeah. A man who, after committing such a grave mistake, I mean a crime, I'm sorry, and drags the body, and then even after that, Zaka, the body, when it is put on the road, you just crush and, ride over it.
Yeah.
That is a premeditated murder. So let it not be the impact of the alcohol. Let him prove that he was under alcohol. Let it be a premeditated murder when you're fully, conscious, and then you have an accident. Apart from the 1063 or whatever is 10 years punishment, this also looks like a premeditated evidence along with the fact that you were hiding evidence.
Okay, let me ask Ashutosh Srivastav. I know you're defending the accused in the Pune car crash, who happens to be a minor. The Worli case is slightly different, in fact, very different from the Pune case. But I do want to ask you, Ashutosh Srivastav, that what is the condoning factor as far as this accused is concerned? Today we saw bulldozers being raised on the pub where he was served. My understanding is he was within legal age to be served alcohol. The point is not that you bulldoze the pub. The point is, if anything needs to be bulldozed, it is Mihir Shah's house. It is Rajesh Shah's house. That's what the government and the BMC should be demolishing or bulldozing, if at all they should be doing that at all. If it is found to be legally scrutinizable and so on. But to bulldoze the bar which served a legal adult alcohol, and then he goes on to crash a car, I mean, that's just bizarre.
Yes, I completely do agree with you. I think, the people who do not have direct role in any alleged offense should not unnecessarily be dragged, and even their businesses should not be damaged like this. However, I know that the age for serving the liquor is 25 in Maharashtra. So that is a part that has to be checked and verified. However, I think rule of law has to be followed. We have seen that many of the bars have been targeted at many of the places, and they had taken the licenses, they had paid all the taxes to the government. And it is a big loss to them, not only to them, but also to many of the employees working in such bars or such restaurants.
No, so I just want to be very clear about this, Ashutosh Srivastav. I believe even in the Pune case, where the accused, in this case was a minor who had no business to be served alcohol, he was, and then he came out. So, I believe there too, Ashutosh Srivastav, the action has been taken against the bar. I don't get it. I mean, is it the job of bar owners and bar managers to ensure that, people who are drunk and walk out of their bar do not get into brawls or accidents?
See, as per the Juvenile Justice Act, Section 77 lays down the punishment for any such manager or bar, restaurant, people who are involved into serving liquor to minors. And they were already arrested, and the punishment prescribed, is around 7 years maximum punishment if it is proved. So I think that part, when it was already taken care of and the police had already registered the FIR additionally and arrested the bar owners and also the managers who were involved in serving the liquor to minor, I don't think thereafter there is any need of, breaking or bulldozing such bars
So let me
unless and
ask
until the
Sushil,
rule of
because
law
this
has been
seems to
followed.
be that they are putting the cart before the horse. The fact of the matter is, at least in this case, my understanding is, and correct me if I'm wrong, my understanding is that to be served hard liquor, you have to be above 25 in Maharashtra. But to be served beer and wine, even if you're under 25, that is fine. Now, we don't know what this young man was served. But the point is not whether he was served or not served, and that's not the crime. His crime is, after having been drunk and inebriated, he took the wheels of a car, went and mowed down someone, and then dragged that body all the way for about 1.5 kilometers till the Worli ceiling. That is the crime. That has nothing to do with the bar owner or the bar manager or whoever it is that served him alcohol.
Jaka, you are right. There is nothing to do with that. But once it is came to the knowledge of someone, as my learned friend representing lawyer Srivastavaji, I pointed out the minimum age of 25 is required in Maharashtra for serving the liquor. Here, this boy age was 24. He was not having permit to consume liquor. So without permit, if bar owner is giving them liquor, so if it has come to the knowledge, the action will be taken, and accordingly that liquor serving license is suspended. They can only continue with the restaurant. And then later on, the municipal corporation of Mumbai, they came to somebody brought to their knowledge that a certain part of that bar was illegal, so they have just demolished that
But
illegal
Mr.
part of
Vyas,
the bar.
don't you find this whole thing so farcical that after this entire case, which captured the national media's attention, now you're saying, oh, they've built illegal structures. Now you're saying, oh, there was some unauthorized construction there at that bar, and therefore we have to demolish parts of that bar. That just seems post facto. That just seems like, the crime was committed, the grave incident happened, and now to try and quell the audience's anger, to quell the viewers' and voters' anger, the government needs to be seen as doing something, and here they are bulldozing a part of the bar. If you really want to bulldoze something, go ahead and bulldoze Mihir Shah's house, Rajesh Shah's house. Would you do
that? Definitely, if law permits, that will also be done. See, according to whatever police is doing as per the prescribed law of the land, you can't just go against that. Now everybody is blaming Maharashtra government. You have not done this. You not done this. Nobody is pointing out the lacuna. What lacuna police is there in the investigation which police is doing. Now police is filed FIR under 105 of the new act. Read with 238. 238 is disappearance of evidence. What are you saying? 60 hours, blah blah blah. That this evidence is removed. That's why 238. That is also a very very serious crime. Disappearance of evidence is also what police can do. Police is investigating. Police produce it before the magistrate. If magistrate grants somebody bail, namely his father, is it a crime of police? Police has done everything.
Let me just read out for Mahesh Tapase and our viewers' sake. What are the sections of the new BNS, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, that have been adopted in this case against the accused? 105, Mahesh Tapase, culpable homicide not amounting to murder. 281, rash and negligent driving endangering human life. 125B, endangering life and personal liberty, and section 238 and 324(4), committing mischief amounting to cause loss and damage. What more do you want the Maharashtra police, the Mumbai police to do, Mahesh Tapase?
No, definitely police has swung into action. We are only contemplating that the action has been very late. It could have happened just within the couple of hours, because somebody would have definitely dropped out. The moment the father has picked, the driver has taken the responsibility onto himself. The police should have swung into action, and we are sensing, smelling the high-handedness of the Shah Parivar along with the CM's party. That is the only contention. I am not blaming here the Mumbai police. There is definitely a point of contention that maybe there is a possibility that Shah would have used his influence, which the CM has denied. He had said that nobody is above the law. But I want to again ask here somebody, all of us, that why can't we develop a mechanism where alcohol age permit is checked? If you go to the US, you can't buy a bottle of beer if you're not within the can of beer, if you're not within the permissible limits to have a can of beer. But if we have a law, we have the state excise department. If 25 years is the eligibility criteria for serving hard liquor, why restaurant and pub owners are not checking that? Why our Department of State Excise is so laxed in not making raids and doing raids every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night across all the pubs and nightclubs across Mumbai and other parts of the state? If hard liquor consumption is found below and given to the people below 25 years of age, I think then there is appropriate action.
So let me ask Yashovardhan Azad this. No one is saying that that's not a problem. Surely a 24-year-old who was underage to be drinking hard liquor in Maharashtra as per the excise rules, he should not have been served. But to my mind, that is not the problem. That is not the graver problem. The graver problem is, after having consumed alcohol, for him to take the wheels of a car, and that to a high-end luxury car. That is the problem. And somehow, by demolishing the bar or parts of the bar and now calling it illegal structures and so on post facto, are you not going after the wrong target? The target that they should be going after is to deter young people not from drinking, but from refraining from driving after drinking.
There is a phrase in Hindi in Bihar which is called a sharfi ki loot and koile pe chapa. That means the diamonds are being looted and you're raiding the coal warehouses. This is exactly what the case is here. You hit at the weakest. A bear manager, what is the big deal if a guy is 23 and not 25? He fully knows exactly what he's doing, and suppose he has served him liquor. What is the gravest crime which has taken place? Come on, there's hardly anything. Because the most important part, as you pointed about, is the damn premeditated murder which he has committed.
Exactly.
More the reason, if he says that he was not drunk, more the reason the crime is more. That he saw this lady hanging on the bonnet, dragged it for 1.5 kilometer, and then dashed it on the road, and then went over. I mean, we always hit at the wrong target. And I'm extremely happy when you said that this gentleman must be having some unauthorized construction at his resort or his home or a couple of homes, that those are the places which the bulldozer should actually, raid. The other thing, Zaka, is that what is happening in this country is we are becoming very, very lax. As it is, the 304A was made for the rich and powerful, because it was, all the rich people will have cars, so even if you do it, it's bailable, and it was hardly 2 to 3 years. Then the culpable homicide came. And now, I'll tell you another thing which is happening all over the country. The worst treated by the state governments is the traffic department. You see the traffic constable standing at 44 degrees centigrade, and there is no important gear and nothing. And that is why you're having more and more hit and run incidents involving the traffic.
Let me ask Ashutosh Srivastava, and I'll give him the final word. In the case of the client that you're defending, the Pune hit and run accused, A, he was underage, B, he was inebriated, nobody should have been serving him alcohol. But the most important thing, as Yashovardhan Azad says, is that why did he take the wheels of a car after being in an inebriated condition? And then why did he mow down people? The fact of the matter is, and this is the crux as far as the crime is concerned, which is culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Whether he was served alcohol, not served alcohol, minor, major, few months short of being major, those are incidental, those are secondary. What is the crux of the issue is that he mowed down someone who is an innocent bystander or a passerby, Ashutosh Srivastava, that is what needs to be addressed. That should be the focus, not the surround sound around it. Ashutosh.
See, first of all, there is a lot of difference between both the two cases. Here, what happened in Mumbai or what has been shown, that a lady who was stuck in the car between the wheel and the bonnet was dragged for 1.5 kilometers approximately. So there was complete knowledge to the accused that this act would be causing death to that lady, and this is what is called culpable homicide, and hence the section 105 of the new BNS Act has been implicated.
No, but that is true for your client also. He knew fully well that the two IT folks who were walking ahead of him and he mowed them down, that they were dying.
Yes,
he knew the gravity of what he was doing. Yet his father, his grandfather, everybody has managed to get bail.
See, that is why Section 75 of the Juvenile Justice Act was implicated, and the father, being responsible, was also made an accused in another FIR. This is what is the law about. Because you cannot punish both the father and the son.
Mr. Azad, Mr. Tapase, and the gentleman from the Shinde Sena, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see how this plays out through the course of the next few days and weeks, because ultimately, we've had multiple cases across Maharashtra, Mumbai, Pune, the one in Nashik that happened over the weekend. Joining us now on the broadcast is former Chief Minister of the state of Maharashtra, Prithviraj Chavan. Now that the accused in the Worli hit-and-run case has been remanded to police custody after he was absconding for almost 60 hours, do you feel, Mr. Chavan, that the law has finally taken its course and that the public outcry that we saw has been assuaged to an extent?
No, I have no confidence, because all these three cases, there is a pattern. The Porsche hit-and-run case in Pune, 19th of May, was a son of a very wealthy builder who was well connected to the ruling elite. The MLA came to the hospital and tried to influence the authorities. The blood samples were changed. All that has come before us. Then there was immediately 4 or 5 days later, there was another hit-and-run incident in Nagpur. There again, it was a case of drunk driving, and that case is also being investigated.
Yeah.
The third incident about which you're talking about, that is a Worli incident where a BMW limousine killed people on 7th of July. Why this is happening? Because the people who are well connected politically, who are being blessed by the political authority, have no fear of law. The keys are being handed over to youngsters without a driving license. Cars are being driven without registration or a number plate. People are visiting bar, getting intoxicated. Use of drugs is also suspected.
Okay.
And I don't think there is no fear of the police. There is no fear of the authorities.
So, Mr. Chavan, in the Pune case, for example, the father, the grandfather, they've been arrested. They were arrested for trying to subvert the investigation. They've, of course, now got bail. The minor in custody of his aunt. In the Worli case, the accused has been sent to police remand. He's a major, he's not a minor. His father has been arrested, granted bail, and now been expelled from the Shinde Sena. Do you not see this as being qualitatively different, that at least the government is being seen to be taking action against one of its own?
No, no, I think this is too little too late. Now the person has been temporarily withdrawn from the party, but he'll be a member of the party, he'll continue to work for the party, he'll continue to receive the political patronage. Now what people want to see is strict action taken against the culprits, and they should be put behind the bars. The full force of law should visit them. That is unlikely to happen.
Okay.
And
Mr. Prithviraj Chavan, former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, will see how this story plays out, but it really has really upset and angered a lot of people. The fact that someone who happens to be a politician's son could run over a middle class, a lower middle class lady, drag her body for a good 2 kilometers almost till the sea link and then dump it, that is just completely outraged. Normal, sane, right-thinking Indians who've been aghast at this story.